Am I the asshole for lying to my partner about having kids and laughing about it? So I recently became engaged to my 34F partner, 35M. We met on a dating app 3 years ago and hit it off from the start. 5 years ago I got my fallopian tubes removed. I've known I don't want to give birth since I was 15 years old and have never changed my mind. I always said that if a child came into my life I'd love it, but I'm not actively seeking that out. On my dating profile it explicitly states child-free and infertile verbatim. At the beginning of our relationship, my now fiancé regularly referenced other things I put in my profile, so I had assumed he'd read that part and kids never really came up in other convos. Well, last night, he mentioned that I should consider stopping my birth control since now we're engaged, and given our ages, we should start trying for kids. I honestly thought he was joking and laughed. He got frustrated and asked me why I thought it was funny, and I reminded him that the second line of my dating profile said I was ostensibly infertile. He was shocked and called me a liar. I happened to remember that I sent a screenshot of my dating profile to a friend for review around that time and pulled up the old convo with her to show him the time and date, and that indeed it stated I was child-free. I told him I had my tubes taken out so there was no chance of me getting pregnant without outside help. IVF is technically still an option, but I don't want to put my body through that. He stormed out and his mom called me crying that I've ruined his life. His sister sent me a long message about how getting my tubes removed should be illegal and how I'm a monster for stringing my fiancé along. TBH, his family never really liked me because they think I'm beneath him. A cousin told me it's because I'm fat, true, but I'm also pretty active. Regular walks with my dog, hiking, biking, swimming, paddleboarding, and a little snowshoeing, none of which my fiancé does with me, and a career woman in a male-dominated field, plus we share the household labor 50-50 and I make more money than he does. Because of this I don't take what they say too seriously but I'm starting to feel bad. His family believes I stole years of his life and ruined future chances of being a father by lying about my fertility status. He asked for space when he stormed out, so I haven't reached out to him. I do love him, but I'm starting to have serious second thoughts given his family's reactions. I realize now that we should have talked about this before, but AITA for how I handled the situation? Update, so my fiancé came home this morning and I asked him if he wanted to talk. He said there was nothing left to talk about. I asked if he wanted the ring back and he got angry. I've never seen him like this and I tried to speak calmly to him but he was just yelling about how I was giving up and wouldn't even talk to him. I reminded him that I'd asked if he wanted to talk and he said no, to which he responded that he didn't think I'd go all crazy over a disagreement. This was a huge wake-up call for me. I asked him why he'd never brought up kids beforehand and he said because he knew I would get all weird about it. I tried to get him to clarify but he just kept saying he couldn't talk to me when I was like this. I swear I never raised my voice and tried to speak calmly the entire time. I told him I can't have kids, nor do I want any. I don't want to give birth. That seems like a deal breaker for him and his family. He said his family had nothing to do with this, and I asked why he told them then. He said because he was hoping they'd talk sense into me. I told him I was ending the relationship and staying with my dad for the time being. This didn't go over well. I'm still kind of shaking. As I was leaving I asked him how long he's wanted kids, and he admitted he never thought about it, but he knew I didn't want any. But now that we were engaged, it wasn't just about me, he had a say in children. I told him I physically could not get pregnant without IVF, and asked him how he expected that to work.